It's going to be a protest commemorating the anniversary of the most recent U.S. invasion of Iraq in 2003, which will be tomorrow at noon at Lafayette Park. That's why I'm around here. This song is now an advertisement for a t-shirt and a hoodie, and Ryan's member of Ryan's song musical collective Riot Folk, Tom Frampton wrote a takeoff on this song. So this is the original version of Tom's takeoff. And I heard a joke recently I really liked. One of the shortest, most sort of, a communist and an anarchist were in a car together. Who was driving? The cop. What the fuck else would they be doing in a car together? I don't drive a car because they run on gas, but if I did, it'd run on biomass. I ride a bike or sometimes a skateboard. So fuck off all you drivers and your yuppie hordes sitting all day in the traffic queues. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't eat meat, I just live on moldy chives or the donuts that I found in last week's dumpster dive. Look at you people in that restaurant, I think you are so sad when you could have been eating bagels like the ones that I just had. I think it is a shame all the bourgeois things you do. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't wear leather and I like my clothes in black, and I made a really cool hammock from a moldy coffee sack. I like to hop on freight trains, I think that is so cool. It's so much funner doing this than being stuck in school. I can't believe you're wearing those brand new shiny shoes. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't have sex, and there will be no sequel because heterosexual relationships are inherently unequal. I'll just keep on moshing to anti-flag and crass until there are no differences in gender, race, or class. All you brainwashed breeders, you just haven't got a clue. I'm a better anarchist than you. I don't believe in leaders, I think consensus is the key. I don't believe in stupid notions like representative democracy. Whether or not it works, I know it is the case that only direct action can save the human race. So when I see you in your voting booth, then I know it's true. I'm a better anarchist than you. I am not a pacifist, I like throwing bricks, and when the cops have caught me and I've taken a few licks, I always feel lucky if I get a bloody nose, because I feel so militant and everybody knows. By the time the riot is all through, I'm a better anarchist than you. I'm a better anarchist than you. Well, it's been an interesting life. I'm 47 years old, and I've gone through different phases in life, and you know, when I was 12 years old, I started growing my hair, and I was a hippie throughout my youth, and I wore brightly colored Guatemalan clothing and that sort of thing, you know. And in that situation, life was kind of scary in a lot of times. You know, if you left the hippie enclaves like Berkeley or you know, Cambridge, Massachusetts, or you know, and you went to places near Cambridge like Somerville, for example, you know, non-hippie white people wanted to kill you for having long hair. So it was you know, and police. You get profiled. You get profiled when you're a white person with long hair and you're young and you look like, you know, like you're living on the streets, because maybe you are. And you know, they profile you. You get pulled over all the time and stuff. And so it was a fascinating experience when I cut my hair and started wearing sort of new clothing and you know, and cut my beard, and suddenly you're invisible. You're invisible, and then you get middle age and you start getting, you know, you get gray hair, and then you're like a respectable member of society, or invisible, one or the other. So you know, and I've tried to explain to people like what it's like to be in this position, and you know, unless they're there, it's hard for them to understand. Like, I was just a couple months ago, I was outside of a hotel in Buffalo, New York. It was 1 in the morning, and I was walking around in the parking lot in a hotel where there were no other people around, and there was a car approaching me, and I didn't see what kind of car it was approaching me, and I was holding a joint that I had just rolled of some very stinky skunk weed, which is what I prefer to smoke, and I lit the joint, not knowing who the car was. So it turns out it was a cop. Joint lit, I'm smoking a joint in a parking lot at 1 in the morning outside a hotel. Cop pulls up, rolls down his window, and says, "Hello, sir. Are you staying in that hotel?" "Yes, I am. Is everything okay?" "Everything's fine." He rolled up the window and drove off. That's the sort of the middle class, middle-aged white experience. I might. And it's interesting to me. It's kind of interesting because I only know that that's the middle class white experience because of having been something a little bit different. You know, just if you look more alternative, if you have enough piercings and tattoos and stuff, you can get treated differently if you try. You know, if you don't have any teeth and that sort of thing. You know, but. You know, having had this experience of growing up white in America, when the protests in Ferguson were starting, I was looking at the TV and I was thinking, you know, that looks like it might be handy to have some more white people in that crowd, which is not something I think all that often, really. But I went to Ferguson, went to a funeral. Wake up in the morning, nowhere you can hide. Just another suspect as soon as you go outside. Just another suspect, one more man to fear. Best be deferential if an officer is near. Best be deferential, best wear a three-piece suit or find the wrong end of a truncheon or a combat boot. The wrong end of a truncheon or the barrel of a gun. Each day could be your last and final one. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Wake up in the morning, try to make the rent. If you can't hustle up some money, you'll be living in a tent. If you can't hustle up some money or get paid a living wage, the kids will be evicted and they'll put you in the cage. The kids will be evicted, living on the street, in line outside the mission to get some soup and bread to eat. In line outside the mission or just hope for the best. Go out and sell some Lucy's, feel your heartbeat in your chest. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Wake up in the morning, get up and roll the dice. Try not to look suspicious, hope they think you look nice. Try not to look suspicious, try not to raise alarm. If you want to see your family, don't want them to come to harm. If you want to see your family, you want to live another day, watch out for the cops, hope they go away. Watch out for the cops or you'll be taking your last breath. The next one that you see just might choke you to death. I can't breathe. I can't breathe. Wake up in the morning. I'll do one more song. There's CDs. I got CDs, T-shirts, hoodies, stickers, all sorts of exciting merchandise right there. If anybody has disposable income, all these songs are on the web for free download at davidrovics.com. And if you are gainfully employed and you want to join my CSA, which stands for Community Supported Art, then you can read about it there. Well, it is indeed, but even there's not on the web. No, I'm not going to end with that. I haven't done it in years. If you, I've been talked to a lot of people about how stuff happens or doesn't happen when things need to happen, when everything's all messed up, and people are wondering why isn't there more opposition going on? And I think the answer is very simple, really. And the main answer to that whole question is that people don't do anything unless they feel optimistic about the possibility of success. That's the basic bottom line. That's why people in the Arab world can suffer under horrible, torturous dictatorships for decades and not rise up, and then all of a sudden they're all rising up. That's why things work that way. That's why 1848 happened in Europe. That's how it happens. That's how it happens. People feel optimistic and then suddenly everything changes. And I thought, well, you can go to conferences and read lots of books and that's all good, but I can sum up the whole thing in 3 minutes, which is my job. So first you have to have a problem. That part isn't hard. The second step is everybody realizing they're like you. They're holding the same card. Step 3 is finding there's a tactic when everyone believes it could be true. That if all the people work collectively, there just might be something we can do, and everything can change. So quick. Businessmen and congressmen and TV sets will try hard to make sure it isn't so. You don't have a problem. If it is you, it's not the same problem. And if it is, well, there's just nowhere you can go. But it's happened many times. The history is rich, though we easily forget how a meme can take hold and grab you, how it can spread out like a net, and everything can change. So quick. They'll say we are lost or we're dreaming, or they'll make a dream for us. They'll try to come up with a good story about why we belong at the back of the bus, about why we belong in this position, about how we don't know what we meant, about how there most certainly isn't any such thing as the 99%, but everything can change. So quick. Everything can change. So quick. Thank you.
do one final song on a happy note to wrap up the show. Y'all, so David was ironically here in DC, but he did like rent a car to come up here and stuff. So if you want to throw any donations his ways, please do. Also, he's got a bunch of merch over here. Like me, David gives all of his shit away for free on the internet and really relies on face-to-face encounters that involve money and music to like get by. That's what he does. And he's been giving away his music for free to everybody for a very long time. And that's cool. And on that note, this is a song that's kind of about that. Will you hand me that top sheet of paper? Yes, that one, please. The top one. Alright, this is my final song, y'all. Hey, thanks so much for coming out. Thanks for staying late. Thanks for buying alcohol. Make sure you tip Derek and Rebecca, your bartenders. Treat them well. And come back in and see me sometime. I work the bar here Tuesdays and Fridays till 7. Liam is a great dude. It's a cool spot. This song's about doing what you're able to do and not hating yourself for not being able to do what you're not able to do. It's not an excuse for not pushing yourself forward, but it's like, you know, you can only do what you can do, and you're just one person, and that's how it is. And if you're not strong enough to do it by yourself, fucking ask the person next to you to help you out. There's no shame in that. And there's an important understanding that like the strength to like overcome a situation, the strength to get through a hard situation, the strength to like stand up to injustice. That's not you. That's all of you. You know what I mean? You don't make it through hard situations alone. Someone raised you, someone talked to you, someone helped you out. And you don't get that by yourself, so don't hate yourself when you can't get through something and you're not telling everyone about it. Dan has a question. Dan pulled himself up by the bootstraps. You should too. I've never even seen bootstraps. I don't know what all these bootstrap people are talking about. My boots just have laces. I guess back in the day they used to just strap them on with a buckle. In which case, I don't know why you have to pull yourself with them. All you have to do is lift your... There's about 3 people. It's about a musician, it's about a photojournalist, and it's about a journalist. And it's partially inspired by my friend Shane Bauer, who is a badass DIY investigative journalist and ended up on a very interesting trip that landed him in the Evin prison in Iran, in Tehran. He was one of the 3 American hikers, along with my good friend Sarah Shore and my friend Josh Fatal. But Shane's done some really unbelievable journalism. And if you're an investigative journalist and you haven't been in jail, you're a lucky person, because real shit takes, you know, stepping on people's toes. And if you're stepping on people's toes and have the power to put you in jail, you're stepping on the right toes. Keep stepping on them, and we'll try to get you out. This is called What We Can. You traveled 7,000 miles with backpack and guitar, on crowded old buses in the scorching summer sun, for the passion of the politics and the people you perform, for crowds of 13 people on a dusty basement floor. And I love that about you. Does that sound familiar, David? Traveling 7,000 miles to play for 13 people or less, and then get $31 at the end of the night from a crowd that smoked pot the whole time. And you're like, aw, come on, guys. You traveled 7,000 miles with a backpack and guitar, and gave it 100% no matter where you were. Yeah, and this is what we do, my friend, and this is who we are. We will reach only those we can reach, but we will reach them. We will reach only those we can reach, but we will reach them. You traveled 7,000 miles unembedded and unconfined, with a notebook and a microphone and questions in your mind. You came to write the stories that opened up our eyes to truths about this planet that the papers tried to hide. And I love that about you. You traveled 7,000 miles unembedded and unconfined, to write posts for a free blog for anyone to find. find. Yeah, this is what we do. We can only reach so high. We will reach only those we can reach, but we will reach them. We will reach only those we can reach, but we will reach them.